My child, my beloved, do not close this. This is a message from heaven. Heaven has stepped close to your spirit in this exact moment, and nothing about this timing is random. Archangel Michael and the voice of God are not speaking from distance, they are speaking into the very center of your soul. If these words reach your heart in even the smallest way, remain with them. This channel carries messages that reshape lives from the inside out. Stay until the end, and something inside you will shift forever. You will feel a tremor as you read this, not fear but recognition. Your spirit is responding because someone has loved you with a sincerity that the world rarely understands. Their love didn't follow the usual rules, their connection to you didn't fit the world's categories. Yet heaven keeps whispering that this connection mattered, because it awakened something sacred in you. Sometimes God brings two souls together in ways that defy logic, and while the world calls it strange, heaven calls it alignment. Listen closely, love does not always move according to human expectation. There are times when God places a soul in your life to stretch you, grow you, and open doors you didn't know existed. Michael says, do not let society's noise drown out what God planted. You felt something before you could explain it, a warmth that wouldn't fade, a thought that kept returning, a presence that lingered even in silence. That was destiny, not confusion. This connection carried a courage others would have avoided. This person cared for you when it wasn't convenient, when judgment could follow, when others would have turned away. That kind of devotion is rare, because it isn't based on performance, it's based on spiritual recognition. God whispers, when someone loves you with courage, they carry a piece of heaven within them. Do not run from challenges that were meant to refine you. When the world raises questions, and your mind builds walls, your spirit still remembers what your heart recognized. Some loves are tests, some are gifts, and some are divine assignments designed to shape destiny. Michael says, use discernment, but do not discard what heaven started, simply because it breaks a human pattern. You may hear whispers from others, opinions, warnings, judgments. But they come from fear, not clarity. God asks you, what does your soul say? Not your logic, not the voices around you, your soul. Because your soul recognizes truth long before your mind catches up, this person saw your essence in a way that transcended circumstances. Their heart recognized something unspoken in you, your strength, your innocence, your wounds, your silence. The connection wasn't shallow, it wasn't surface level, it was soul level. Heaven does not measure relationships by timelines, heaven measures by truth, growth, healing, and alignment. But Michael warns, guard your boundaries. Any love built on illusion or power will collapse. True love lifts you, true love respects you, true love strengthens your identity instead of weakening it. If the bond brings compassion, respect, laughter, and emotional safety, those are signs of alignment with heaven's design. If not, step back with wisdom. People may misunderstand your journey, let them. Their confusion is not your compass. Heaven answers misunderstandings through quiet blessings, shifting circumstances, and peace that silences noise. God says, time will reveal truth, stay faithful to what your soul recognized. If you fear consequences, breathe. Heaven does not lead you into harm, God protects those who choose with integrity and transparency. If your decisions are rooted in honesty and respect, heaven will tend to the outcomes you are afraid of. There is a spiritual reason this bond challenged you so deeply. Sometimes God sends someone who becomes a mirror, reflecting the parts of you that were hidden. Sometimes God sends a guide, who pulls you out of smallness and into purpose. Michael says, "Watch how your soul grows when you are near them." Doubt will come, but doubt is a tool when sharpened by prayer. Do not confuse doubt with danger, take your doubts to God. Ask for signs, clarity, calm. Heaven speaks in repeated patterns, numbers, open doors, returning people, unexpected peace. These are spiritual confirmations. When you accepted this connection even slightly, life began shifting. Doors that were closed started opening, people who left began circling back, opportunities returned. These are not coincidences, this is alignment. Michael whispers, when two souls marked by heaven converge, the universe rearranges itself around them. But stay alert, not every pull is divine. Some attractions are temporary, some are emotional bandages. Passion alone does not guarantee purpose, discernment does. Heaven will strengthen what is real, and expose what is false. Yet something about this bond persisted beyond logic. It wasn't appearance that drew them to you, it wasn't convenience. It was your wounds, your hidden places, your quiet strength. They loved the parts of you others ignored. That is not small love, that is sacrificial love. Still Michael says, stay rooted in truth. Any love that grows must grow with transparency, respect, and boundaries. Do not give away your power, do not compromise your identity, true connection never demands that. The world may misunderstand your path, but heaven will not. People speak loudly to hide their fear, but heaven speaks quietly to reveal truth. When blessings come, when peace settles, when clarity grows, you will know heaven's voice. If fear rises, remember this. God will not forsake those who choose truth, He will not abandon those who walk honestly, He will not punish integrity. If your steps honor Him, He will protect you from outcomes you fear. This connection may have felt strange, but it awakened something divine. Not because of circumstance, but because of spiritual recognition. Heaven doesn't send people randomly, some are teachers, some are mirrors, some are rescue ropes, pulling you into the life you were meant to live. Michael says, watch what your soul becomes in their presence. That is the clearest sign of all. Does the bond help you grow? Does it awaken peace? Does it call you toward purpose? If yes, then heaven has placed its hand on your path. Discernment begins with one honest question: does this love produce character, kindness, and spiritual growth in me? If the answer rises as a gentle yes, nurture it with humility. If it feels like a warning, protect your heart without guilt. Forgiveness will be part of this journey, not to excuse harm, but to free yourself from bitterness that tries to root in the soul. Michael whispers, forgive quickly when the intention is sincere, and correct firmly when your heart feels wounded. Do not fear the shaking of relationships around you. Sometimes truth rearranges connections that looked strong from the outside, but were fragile within. Heaven prefers honesty over appearances, restoration over silent decay. When clarity comes, it is not destruction, it is healing disguised as disruption. Trust that God holds every piece of your story with care. Take heart, beloved, what has felt confusing or painful is not the end. Spiritual law does not revolve around punishment, it revolves around truth, balance, and inner freedom. When clarity surfaces, what was stuck begins to move, what felt delayed begins to open, your miracle leans closer each time your heart aligns with honesty. You are still here, still breathing, still listening. That means your spirit is awake enough to receive deeper guidance. Tune into the voice within, not the noise outside. And if you create messages for others, remind them gently to stay connected to truth, to reflection, to the channels that guide them safely. Let your invitation be soft, an anchor, not a command. Heaven is careful with revelation, names, decisions, next steps. These are given with precision, not impulse. Where certainty is required, heaven brings it slowly, like dawn. When guidance is needed, it comes through peace, patterns, and repeated clarity. Trust God's timing over your urgency, not your fear. Prepare yourself with wisdom and grounding. First, organize your life, your thoughts, your resources, your responsibilities. Second, gather clarity, not to accuse, but to understand. Third, pray for direction, and ask Michael to illuminate the path. Fourth, protect the vulnerable spaces of your life, your heart, your peace, your home. Fifth, seek wise counsel from people who are steady, compassionate, and rooted in truth. This guidance is not a call to conflict, it is a call to freedom. Michael's sword does not strike at people, it cuts away fear, confusion, and emotional entanglements that drain your purpose. Let God handle the unseen things, your role is to walk with wisdom and dignity. You will soon notice small confirmations arriving gently. Moments of clarity, repeated thoughts, stabilizing conversations, unexpected peace. These are heaven's signatures. Do not rush ahead, move in holy order, pray, reflect, gather clarity, take measured steps. Your strength lies in intention, not impulse. Forgive where forgiveness brings peace, and create distance where distance brings healing. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting, it means freeing yourself from emotional captivity. Discernment will teach you when to hold on, and when to release. Now breathe, if you've been hurt, say aloud, show me truth, Lord, give me wisdom. If a thought or name rises in your heart, sit with it quietly. Let clarity come naturally, do not expose without cause, do not act from fear. Let truth settle before you move. This message is both caution and blessing. It shields you from walking blindly into decisions that could exhaust you, and opens doors that align with your purpose. This is guidance meant to protect your future, your peace, and the prayers your ancestors whispered over your life. Stay close, there is more. Heaven is preparing to show you practical steps for safeguarding your peace, strengthening your relationships, and positioning your future. Michael stands beside you, God's hand extends toward you, your next steps require courage and steadiness. You are still here, beloved, which means your soul is strong enough to hear what others avoid. Michael says, this moment is sacred. What has been unclear will find clarity, what has felt heavy will begin to lift, what has been confusing will make sense. Do not rush past this, every line is a thread stitching protection and peace into your next chapter. The heaviness in your chest is not fear, it is recognition. Part of you already sensed the shifts taking place, you noticed small signs, subtle changes, quiet realizations. Heaven now confirms what your spirit already knew, you were not wrong. You were awakening. Beloved, the masks around you are not your concern. The truth within you is. This is not about exposing others, it is about revealing your own strength, your own insight, your own healing. When clarity rises, it rises to set you free. Walk with confidence into the clarity God is giving you. Where there was confusion, there will be understanding. Where there was heaviness, there will be peace. Where there was doubt, there will be direction. Heaven is not revealing pain, it is revealing purpose. You are being guided, not abandoned. You are being strengthened, not broken. You are being prepared, not punished. And your next steps taken with wisdom and courage will shape a future built on truth, dignity, and divine alignment. Michael instructs you now, stay calm and stay grounded. Do not panic, do not react from fear, do not let anger steal your clarity. Stand still inside yourself, let wisdom rise before emotion moves. Heaven guides you step by step, not through chaos, but through stillness. You do not need to chase answers, or force clarity. Insight will arrive naturally as your heart steadies, and your mind clears. This is not a moment for vengeance, this is a moment for vigilance, reflection, and spiritual maturity. Your first shield is wisdom. Protect your priorities, your responsibilities, and the structures that keep your life steady. Review what matters, secure what you must, strengthen healthy boundaries with anyone who has shown inconsistency or unreliability. Not to punish them, but to preserve your peace. Guard your plans with discernment, not everyone is meant to hear the thoughts you are still processing. Silence can be sacred protection. Your second shield is inner clarity. Pay attention to your dreams, your intuition, your quiet thoughts before sleep. Sometimes God speaks through subtle guidance, patterns, reminders, moments of unexpected understanding. These impressions are not accusations, they are gentle signals helping you navigate wisely. Write them down, journal what you sense, what you realize, what you feel. Over time the pieces will form understanding, not about others' guilt, but about your path and your next steps. Do not fear transitions. Yes, relationships may shift, yes, the family structure or friendships might feel stretched. But heaven whispers, it is better to adjust now than to break later. This is not destruction, it is alignment. It is emotional and spiritual surgery. And while surgery can sting, it exists to heal, not to harm. When something unstable is revealed, it is an invitation to strengthen your foundation. Michael speaks, look for gentle signs of clarity in the upcoming days. Not exposure, not downfall, clarity. A miscommunication that reveals truth, a forgotten detail that helps you understand, a conversation that brings perspective. These are not attacks, these are revelations meant for your guidance, not for judgment against anyone. When clarity arrives, acknowledge it, breathe, and move thoughtfully. Heaven strengthens you even while truth stretches you. You will not collapse under awareness, you will not break beneath understanding. You are rising with discernment, resilience, and spiritual authority. What feels like fire in your chest is not rage, it is awakening. It is courage being poured into you, it is the reminder that you are not defined by circumstance, you are defined by purpose. Michael whispers, stand. You are not helpless, you are protected, you are chosen to walk in truth. Chosen ones are not attacked, they are strengthened. Pressure does not break them, it shapes them. Your endurance is proof that you are capable of carrying the next chapter, you are still here, still reading, still absorbing. Most people avoid uncomfortable truth, you didn't. Your willingness shows your readiness. Now listen with a steady spirit. When clarity about a situation or a person rises in your heart, do not react immediately. Let wisdom breathe, pray, reflect, confirm your feelings through calm observation, not assumption. This season is not about exposing anyone, it is about protecting yourself and restoring what feels unsettled within you. Michael says, do not feed confusion with fear. Secure your peace, and move forward with intention. Your peace matters more than your anger, your future matters more than proving a point. Emotional maturity is your compass now, focus forward, release the need to control outcomes, trust that clarity will guide you to the right actions at the right time. Your path is being cleared, not of people, but of confusion. Stay close, the next part brings restoration. Heaven prepares to rebuild your sense of stability, identity, and inner wholeness. What felt shaken will be strengthened, what felt lost will be replaced with something wiser, what felt heavy will lighten as you take each step thoughtfully. This is the restoration portion of your journey, what felt broken will be mended from within. What felt taken from you, peace, confidence, clarity, will return in richer form. Listen carefully for these instructions, blend spiritual grounding with practical wisdom. First, establish a spiritual foundation each morning. Begin your day by grounding yourself in truth, speak with authority. I claim peace, I claim restoration, I walk in clarity, I welcome truth. Say it not as fear, but as alignment. These words recalibrate your spirit before the world touches you. Second, take small protective actions. Change passwords, update documents, declutter your space, organize responsibilities, secure what matters. Not out of suspicion, but out of self-respect. Small preparations today prevent emotional storms tomorrow. Michael says, security without fear. Preparation without anxiety. Move wisely and quietly. Third, gather understanding slowly and gently. Look through old notes, texts, memories, not to accuse but to understand patterns. Sometimes clarity comes from seeing your own story with fresh eyes. Write what you notice. Even small realizations can guide major decisions. Fourth, call your circle of truth. 2 or 3 trusted people who listen without judgment, and speak with calmness. Let them pray with you, reflect with you, steady you. Michael says, a small counsel of wisdom protects you from impulsive choices. These people are not for gossip, they are for grounding. Fifth, expect confirmations, and receive them without drama. An unexpected message, a dream with symbolic meaning, a conversation that brings understanding. When clarity arrives, do not react quickly. Breathe, record it, reflect on it. Let wisdom shape your response. Sixth, use professional support when needed. If financial or legal questions arise, consult trusted experts. Not as a weapon, but as armor. Let justice and clarity be led by wisdom, not emotion. Professionals bring structure where confusion once lived. Seventh, restore your heart daily. You will feel waves of emotion, grief, disappointment, confusion. Create a nightly ritual, light a candle, hold a journal, write. I release this hurt and choose healing. This is not forgetting, it is cleansing your inner world so bitterness cannot take root. Healing is a practice, not a moment. Michael's voice softens now, turning firm wisdom into gentle guidance. Forgiveness is a key that frees your heart far more than it frees anyone else. It is not surrender, it is not permission, it is release. Forgiveness creates space inside you where strength can grow again. When the moment comes to speak truth, choose courage without aggression. When clarity is confirmed, and wise counsel agrees, have the difficult conversation with calm presence. Speak facts, not accusations. Ask questions without bitterness. If the other person shows sincerity, let healing begin slowly and safely. If they do not, set healthy boundaries that honor your future. Not in rage, but in resolve. Watch for the subtle signs of heaven's nearness in the coming days. A message that brings clarity, a return call that you didn't expect, a piece of information that settles confusion. These are not dramatic exposures, they are gentle confirmations that help you navigate wisely. When they arrive, pause, pray, then take the next step with intention, not impulse. Heaven leads through alignment, not shock. Build spiritual safeguards around your peace. Each morning speak a simple declaration, angels of God surround my home, protect my steps, guide my awareness, and fill my space with truth. These words are not formulas, they are alignment. They tune your heart to discern what is real, and release what is heavy. They help you see with clarity, instead of fear. Rebuild relationships with discernment and patience. Some family connections will strengthen with healing conversations, some will require thoughtful distance. Restoration does not always mean reunion, sometimes restoration means redefining boundaries so peace can return. Michael whispers, safety and clarity are also restoration. Signed agreements, honest conversations, shared responsibilities, these bring light back into spaces that felt confused. Let God give you wisdom about which relationships need closeness, and which need space. Protect your legacy through practical wisdom. Make copies of essential documents, store important files securely, digitize what matters, teach someone you trust how to find what is important. A future protected with clarity is a future heaven can bless without interruption. This is stewardship, not fear. When you must face a difficult conversation, prepare your heart first. Say quietly, God, give me wisdom, patience, and understanding. Let this prayer steady your voice, and calm your thoughts. Truth spoken with humility heals far more than truth spoken with anger. Allow righteousness, not rage, to guide your words. Expect restoration in forms you didn't anticipate. Sometimes what returns is not the same object or bond, it may be a new opportunity, a deeper peace, a clearer path forward, or a healthier connection. Heaven often restores in ways that surpass what was lost. When small signs of favor appear, stay open to greater shifts that follow. Use a simple 7-day plan to ground yourself. Day 1, secure important accounts and passwords. Day 2, review notes, messages, and details that help you understand patterns. Day 3, connect with your small circle of wise trusted friends. Day 4, observe any sign of clarity, and write it down. Day 5, consult a professional if guidance is needed. Day 6, map out a realistic plan for healing, finances, or responsibilities. Day 7, speak over your life, I am moving toward restoration. This rhythm steadies your emotions, and strengthens your decisions. Take care of your body as you heal, emotional strain affects the physical body deeply. Eat nourishing foods, rest when you can, take short walks to clear your thoughts. Your body is the vessel that will carry this new season, treat it with honor. Healing is holistic, mind, spirit, and body must be cared for together. Keep a spiritual journal, even if the entries are small. Write down dreams, repeating thoughts, numbers that appear, or phrases that stand out. These notes help you see patterns that would be invisible if left unrecorded. Michael smiles when you write, because recorded clarity becomes a roadmap that heaven can illuminate. Be thoughtful with what you share publicly, not every struggle is meant for an audience. Public exposure often complicates healing, while quiet processing leads to peace. Only share publicly when wise counsel agrees it is necessary and helpful, otherwise let truth unfold gently in private, before it ever touches public space. Expect emotional waves, anger, grief, relief, confusion, hope. All of them are normal, do not judge yourself for feeling. Michael says you are not weak for feeling, you are human. Allow your emotions to move through you, without letting them control your direction. Emotions should be acknowledged, decisions should be grounded. Reclaim joy intentionally, do small things that bring light back into your day. Listen to music that calms you, prepare a meal you enjoy, go for a peaceful walk, call someone who lifts your spirit. Joy is not a distraction, it is spiritual resistance. It keeps darkness from taking root. Now receive the restoration language heaven speaks over you, what felt lost will be transformed. What felt broken will be strengthened. What felt confusing will gain clarity. Your name is protected, your path is secure, your future is being guided toward stability and peace. You are not walking into chaos, you are walking into alignment. God's hand is lifting you into a new chapter, with wisdom and courage. Every small action matters, every prayer spoken with intention builds your foundation, every moment of clarity brings you closer to peace. Do the simple steps, take advice from steady people, watch for signs that bring understanding, act with discernment not haste. You are still here, beloved, and because you stayed, you will carry the next part of this journey with strength. Restoration is not distant, it is unfolding. Healing is not delayed, it is being prepared. The next section will guide you with gentle prayers, protective declarations, and blessings to anchor your home in peace. Stay close, heaven is not finished speaking. Day 1 begins with securing your inner and outer gates. Michael's voice is gentle but firm, as he guides you away from fear and into wisdom. He reminds you that protection does not come from panic, it comes from preparation. Change passwords, update important documents, organize what matters most. These quiet actions form a foundation of peace. As you do them, whisper, I close the gates to confusion and open the doors to clarity. This simple declaration aligns your spirit with strength. Day 2 is the gathering of clarity, not clarity about someone else's guilt, but clarity about your own needs, boundaries, and vision. Review your notes, your thoughts, your journal entries. Observe patterns not to accuse, but to understand where you have been and where you are going. Michael whispers, understanding is light, where there is light fear dissolves. Write down each insight. The act of recording is not evidence against anyone, it is a map for your future. Day 3 calls for counsel rooted in wisdom. Invite 2 or 3 trusted, steady, spiritually grounded people into your circle. Not for drama, not for gossip, but for alignment. Ask them to pray with you. Let our counsel be humble, truthful, and protected from confusion. When wise voices gather in unity, decisions lose their shakiness. Your circle becomes a sanctuary of clarity, instead of a chamber of conflict. Day 4 brings signs of alignment, not exposures but confirmations of direction. A dream that reflects your inner healing, a message that brings reassurance, a memory that suddenly feels clearer, or a conversation that eases your heart. These are heaven's quiet fingerprints guiding you forward. When they appear, breathe, write them down, let them settle into your spirit without rushing to conclusions. Day 5 is for professional grounding. Michael says wisdom sometimes wears human form. Seek help from trusted advisors, counselors, financial guides, planners, mentors who can help you make decisions with clarity. This is not about accusation or conflict, it is about guarding your future with structure. Professionals turn emotional storms into organized pathways. Day 6 focuses on creating your restoration plan. List what needs rebuilding: your peace, your routine, your emotional stability, your relationships, your finances, your purpose. Restoration is not magic, it is intention guided by heaven. Your plan does not need to be perfect, it only needs to be honest. Michael reminds you small plans built with truth become large foundations. Day 7 seals the process in light. Walk through your home and speak softly. This space belongs to peace, my mind belongs to clarity, my future belongs to purpose. End at the front door, and place your hand on the frame. Declare only truth crosses this threshold. This is a symbolic act of grounding your space in hope and stability. Now, beloved, receive the deeper instruction of restoration. This is where healing shifts from concept to practice. You have walked through protection, clarity, and preparation, now heaven guides you into renewal. Michael says restoration is not returning to what was, it is rising into what can be. Speak declarations that empower your heart. Say, I declare peace over my heart. Grief becomes strength, pain becomes purpose. These are not spells, they are shifts in posture. They rewire the mind toward courage, and allow the soul to breathe again. Speak them as truths, not requests. A simple night prayer becomes your anchor. When memories ache, or the night feels heavy, whisper, Lord, let quiet surround me. Let the angels stand guard, let me rise tomorrow stronger. This prayer softens the tightness in your chest, and resets your nervous system. Repeat it whenever your mind feels loud. Use a grounding breath to calm your spirit. Inhale slowly and say in your mind, I am guarded. Exhale slowly and say, I am led. Repeat 3 times, this clears emotional static, and restores the rhythm of your heart. Short declarations remove fear and steady your posture. Say, I refuse fear, I choose wisdom, I release anger, I hold peace. These turn reactive instinct into intentional movement. When healing must be done with others, align the room first. Ask your trusted circle to pray. Let our counsel be humble, let truth guide our words, let peace shape our path. When hearts align before speaking, conversations become doors instead of walls. Integrate a prophetic song line for spiritual renewal. Sing quietly, light return, name restored, peace flow, heart secured. Let it carry you through moments of emotional heaviness. This soft melody re-centers your spirit. Use symbolic gestures to affirm clarity, not to accuse. Light a candle and say, let clarity rise. Write down meaningful realizations, and place them in a folder titled Truth and Growth. Seal it as a symbolic marker of transition. These actions create emotional order, and help the mind process healing. Prayers for children and loved ones remain gentle and protective. Whisper, cover them with peace, guard their future, keep their paths steady. This keeps your heart rooted in love rather than worry. Financial restoration prayers align you with discipline and hope. Declare, let provision flow, let opportunities return, let wisdom lead every step. Pair the prayer with responsible action, reviewing accounts, organizing documents, planning ahead. A daily home ritual protects your inner atmosphere. Walk each room and declare softly, this place is filled with clarity, no confusion dwells here. End at the threshold and whisper, this door guards my peace. Repeat for 7 days. Now receive the closing blessing of this chapter. May peace surround you like morning light, may wisdom follow you into every step, may clarity settle over your mind like calm water. May your home be filled with serenity, and your heart with strength. May your path open gently before you, free of confusion, and full of purpose. You are held, you are guided, you are not alone. My beloved, you stayed. And because you stayed, heaven continues to strengthen you. Your story is shifting toward light, your future is aligning with truth, the healing continues, and your spirit is ready for what comes next. My beloved, listen closely now, because this is where the message deepens into clarity rather than fear. Heaven is not calling you to chase shadows, or to live in suspicion. Heaven is calling you into wisdom, into awareness, into the quiet strength that rises when your spirit becomes steady. What you feel stirring inside you right now is not panic, it is awakening. It is the moment your soul begins to understand what it deserves, what it must protect, and what it must release. Here is the truth you need to hold: not every disturbance in your life is an enemy. And not every discomfort is a betrayal. Sometimes it is simply the Spirit calling you to slow down, to observe, to step back, and to look at the full picture instead of reacting to fragments. Heaven does not expose people to harm them, heaven reveals patterns so you can grow, heal, and create healthier boundaries. So breathe, beloved, let your chest loosen, let your thoughts uncoil. You are not being called to fight someone, you are being invited to take better care of your heart. This message is not about identifying a villain, it is about identifying where you need clarity, support, and protection in your own life. Michael's guidance in this season is not attack but align, not fear but focus. Your first task is inward, not outward. Ask yourself gently, where have I ignored my own needs, where have I silenced my intuition, where have I carried responsibilities that were never meant to be mine? These reflections will reveal far more truth than trying to assign blame. When clarity comes from within, no one outside can shake it. Second, safeguard what matters, not in secrecy but in stewardship. Checking your accounts, organizing documents, creating healthy boundaries, these are not acts of fear, they are acts of maturity. They bring peace because they remind you that your life is something precious, something worth tending with care. Third, trust the quiet signals within your heart. Sometimes the Spirit speaks through discomfort, through repeated thoughts, through small patterns that nudge you toward wisdom. Those signals are not telling you who to distrust, they are telling you where to be more present. Write them down, not as evidence against anyone, but as a way of understanding your own emotional landscape. Fourth, gather a circle of truth, not to expose someone, but to stay grounded. 2 or 3 trusted wise people can help you process emotions, validate concerns, and guide you away from reacting impulsively. Their role is not to confirm fears, but to hold space for clarity. Fifth, watch for alignment, not accusation. A conversation that brings honesty, a memory that returns with new understanding, a moment of peace after days of confusion. These are signs of alignment. They reveal where healing is possible, where boundaries are needed, and where grace must be offered. Sixth, protect your peace with intentional choices. Step away from environments that make your heart tight, limit interactions that drain you, prioritize spaces where you feel seen, respected, and safe. You do not protect your destiny by confronting people, you protect it by listening to your inner compass. Seventh, let wisdom guide your next steps. If you need legal or financial counsel, approach it calmly and professionally, not emotionally. If you need family conversations, have them with humility, clarity, and respect. You are not preparing to expose someone, you are preparing to stand firm in truth without losing your compassion. And eighth, restore your heart daily. Healing is not a one-time event, it is a rhythm. Some days you will feel strong, some days you will feel tender. Both are holy. Create a small nightly ritual, a candle, a journal, a simple breath prayer, to release the weight of the day. You are not discarding the past, you are reclaiming your peace from it. Now hear this, beloved, restoration in heaven's language does not always mean relationships returning. Sometimes restoration means healthier boundaries, sometimes it means clarity, sometimes it means emotional safety, sometimes it means the courage to start again. Michael's message to you is simple: choose the path that strengthens your spirit, not the one that feeds your fear. Heaven is not asking you to expose anyone, heaven is asking you to honor your own growth. The true revelation is not about another person, it is about how much you have changed, how much you have learned, and how deeply you are being guided. Notice what you feel right now: the heaviness is lifting. The confusion is loosening. That is because your soul recognizes truth. You are not here to hunt for answers, you are here to rise in wisdom. Your 7-day journey is no longer about catching someone, it is about centering yourself. Day 1, secure what matters. Day 2, reflect on your emotions. Day 3, gather wise support. Day 4, notice inner peace or inner tension. Day 5, seek professional guidance if needed. Day 6, define your boundaries. Day 7, declare your restoration. This is how you heal, this is how you rise, this is how you reclaim peace. Heaven smiles, not because someone else will fall, but because you will stand. My beloved, stay with this journey. Your spirit is awakening, your clarity is forming, and your future is being gently rebuilt from the inside out. My beloved, stay with this moment. Because what you're sensing now is not a spirit visiting you, it is your own heart awakening to peace. Sometimes when clarity finally reaches us, it feels like someone familiar is standing beside us. That warmth, that calm, that sudden stillness, it isn't a presence from beyond, it's your soul finally exhaling after carrying too much for too long. Heaven uses memory, comfort, and quietness to steady you, not to speak for those who have passed. Listen closely now, because this is where your strength begins to rise. The next chapter of your journey is not about uncovering hidden enemies, it's about uncovering hidden resilience inside you. The story unfolding ahead isn't about exposing people, it's about revealing the places where you deserve healing, clarity, and healthier boundaries. You are still here, and that matters. Your endurance is proof that your spirit is ready for deeper wisdom, gentler truth, and the kind of growth that turns pain into purpose. Stay present, my beloved, what comes next is guidance, not fear, not mystery, but a clearer path toward wholeness and peace.